Hey everybody, welcome to another Baro video. We're here on the Pluto Relay. Baro's back. We're going to go check out what he's got for us this time around. Now we're going to start with cosmetics, and we are going to start with the Quanta Vandal skin. I've never been able to pronounce that, which is good because the Quanta Vandal is here too. It's a pretty good looking skin. I quite like it. It sort of reminds me of a very sort of like military sort of camo look. I quite like it, and it colours really, really nicely. I kind of wish the preview showed the colours, but, you know, these things are, you know, how they are. I quite like it. 300 ducats, 200,000 credits. It is quite expensive. And it works on the Quanta and the Quanta Vandal. But, you know, it's here if you want it. I quite like it, and I use it on my Quanta Vandals, so it's definitely available if you want to grab it. The Captura Dioxin Dana is also here. If you like this big, massive, bulky shape, then it might be worth picking it up. Sindanas are no longer, you know, just like, I don't know, arcane carriers, so you no longer have to actually use Sindanas for that sort of purpose. So you actually really, like, are going to need to like this to actually pick it up, I think. 325 ducats, 450,000 credits. It's pretty expensive. Not a fan. I don't think I use this on any of my frames, but you know, these things are how they are. If you like it, it's here. We've also got the Captura Arrow skin. It's actually nice. It's a nice looking skin, actually. It's quite sort of like evil looking at the end there. Designed to go in and not really be able to pull out very easily. I actually quite like it. It's a decent shape. Again, for what it is, and I mean, it's just an arrow skin, and you're not going to see it that often, because obviously the way the field of view works and everything. 375 ducats, 300,000 credits. It's expensive, but you know, if you like it, then it might be worth grabbing it. Captura Sugatra, if you like dangly things on your melee weapons, on the end of the mace there for the Silver and Aegis Prime. You know, it's not a bad looking thing. I'm not a fan of dangly things on my melee weapons, but if you like it, then here it is. 250 ducats, 250,000 credits. That, I mean, it's again very, very expensive on the ducats. But since everyone's farming like prime stuff at the moment, maybe you're flush on ducats right now and want to grab this. It's here. It's back once again. Captura Kubro armor. I'm not a fan. I'll be honest, straight up, honestly, not a fan. It's just doesn't, I think it looks terrible. But if you like it, 500, that's a lot of ducats. 250,000 credits. I mean, it's not cheap on the credits either. That's a lot of ducats. But, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure there are some people that like it, maybe. So it is available in this rotation. However, something I think pretty much everybody likes, and that is the Prisma Mantis skin. Absolutely incredible looking thing. The Prisma energy going on all over the place. It colours up wonderfully too. Very, very happy with this skin. 230 ducats, 275,000 credits. It's not cheap, but it is a very, very good skin. And if you like making your ship look pretty, then this is available. We've also got the Captura Presence, which is his sort of like standard standing there with his fingers together like Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons. 1,000,000 credits. No ducats, 1,000,000 credits though. It is expensive, but you know, it's an emote that if you want to grab it, then there you go. Captura Tribute Glyph. It's actually a pretty cool looking thing. I quite like this. I don't use it at all, but it's not a bad looking thing. 80 ducats and 50,000 credits. It's not expensive at all. And yeah, so if you like repping Baro Captura in your glyph rather than, you know, using maybe my glyph, but yeah, here it is. We've also got the Captura Sentinel Mask. It's again not one that I really use. I'm not a big fan of the sort of projection thing that comes out of the front of it. I'm not a big fan of the big bulky diamonds either. You know, it's not my style. It's also very expensive. It's a faceplate for your Sentinel. 500 ducats, 200,000 credits. Very, very expensive for a faceplate for your Sentinel. But if you like it, may as well grab it. And same thing goes with the Captura Sentinel wings. It's the same thing. Projection, loads of big bulky diamonds. 400 ducats, 250,000 credits. And the Captura Sentinel tail, exactly the same thing. It basically is a whole set anyway, so yeah, it's a tail, big diamond projection. It's the same style as the other two, so it's back once again in this rotation. Moving on to mods, Primed Heated Charge, must have, absolute must have weapon mod. So useful. I use it quite a bit on my secondary weapons. Especially if I'm going for gas builds and stuff like I do fairly often at the moment, or just like anything really, if you're using corrosive and heat, or if you're going for radiation, for example. This is a very good mod to be picking up. Same thing with Prime Target Cracker, pistol crit damage. I mean, what, you know, you can't exactly go wrong. The Akbolto primes that came out not too long ago, crit weapons, Prime Target Cracker. Any of your crit secondaries is going to benefit from this mod. Both Primed Heated Charge and Primed Target Cracker are absolute must pickups. Prime Slip Magazine, I picked it up because I'm a collector. I don't actually use it at all. It has a bit of a use on the Prisma Angstrom, or just on the Angstrom in general, because it will fire more rockets than the charged shot. However, it's the only thing I ever use it on. So if you're looking at potentially only picking up like a couple of the Prime mods and missing out on one, this is definitely the one I would choose to miss out on. And then we've also got, in terms of weapons, we've got the Quanta Vandal. Absolutely incredible. I did a video on this the other day, so I can actually put in my description now that there's an up-to-date video for this thing. Absolutely incredible. It is a top tier weapon. Pick this up while it's here. 450 ducats, 300,000 credits. This thing is top tier. And then, you know, check out the video in the description below in terms of how I went about modding it and my thoughts on the weapon. Like I say, though, you can pretty much guess. Top tier. Top tier weapon. And then the new item this time around, the Orokin Tower Extraction Scene. This is one that is going to be familiar to absolutely anybody that has played the Void ever. Because it is literally the extraction scene. The room from the extraction. It's a very, very pretty bit of tile. I'm very happy that we can be able to use this in our Captura game. But I'm going to pick one of those up because I haven't bought it yet. Absolutely love this tile, and I'm very, very glad that we finally got a Captura for it. And then the final piece on the PC rotation is this 3-day resource booster. So if you're farming your primes this weekend, pick one of these up. 400 ducats is quite expensive, but it is really going to boost your trace farming for like radianting 400 relics to be able to get anything, even vaguely. In fact, no, if even 400 relics it probably isn't going to do it. Can't tell I'm salty or bitter about the drop rate at all, can you? I've had no luck with that at all. But still, you know, slightly off topic. 3-day resource booster. If you're going to be spending the weekend farming traces or doing your void keys, or just generally out on the plains farming your bits and pieces, 400 ducats and 150,000 credits will get you this. And now moving on to the console rotation, as always, starting off with the cosmetics. First item up this time is the Baro Noggle. I'm a big fan of all the Noggles. It's a really good looking item, and anything that means you can spruce up your fashion ship is all good in my books. Credit amount is fairly high, 250,000 credits, although it's only 70 ducats, so it's not too hard to get a few of these. I'm going to be doing a video on how I get a decent amount of credits fairly quickly sometime next week, so high credit items like this really shouldn't be too hard to get. Next is the Zephyr Immortal Skin. Now, I'm not a big fan of the frame at all. The Immortal Skin, though, actually looks pretty good. Plus, it might be some time before it comes back around again. So it might be worth picking it up while it's here, especially since the Prime just came out. 550 ducats is pretty expensive. And I don't know how it looks on the Prime frame, but with the, you know, the Prime details. But if it's anything like the non-Prime, it's really not bad looking at all. One of my favourite armour sets is also in the rotation for you console peeps too, and that is the Prisma Daedalus Set. It's only the armour leg pieces, however the chest piece is pretty underwhelming anyway. The pieces that are here, however, look amazing. Those Prisma effects and everything make the whole set sing. I absolutely love it. 65 ducats, 75,000 credits a piece. it does add up pretty quickly. However, I definitely think it's worth buying while it's available. Christmasy Jewel is also kind of cool looking, although it suffers from one major thing. We only have 2 sigil slots, one of which is taken up pretty much exclusively by a syndicate one, and then we have one other slot with like 40 other sigils like vying for that single slot. However, it's cheap, 50 ducats, 50,000 credits. It's worthwhile grabbing it while it's here, I think. Another Sindana to take a look at here too, the Prisma Yamako Sindana. Not my cup of tea personally, and it is fairly expensive, 400 ducats, 250,000 credits. However, if you like it, then it is here for you. Then finally for the cosmetics we have the Sonicor Elixir skin. It's an incredible looking skin for a really decent little weapon, especially if you combine that with the Redeemer skin that looks the same. It is a great little set. 380 ducats, 175,000 credits. I would actually say it's worth buying for sure, especially if you like the Sonicor. The mods on this console this time around are the Heat Jewel stat mods. Now I'm going to say this here, all of these mods are farmable in-game, they are not exclusive Baro. All of these are coming from different spy missions, 2 of them come from Kuva Spy, 1 of them comes from Lua Spy, and 1 from T1 Spy. They are all rewards that can be earned by stealthy spy missions. This means you can save some ducats and some credits if you are low on those. However, if you hate spy or just want to skip the grind, then you can just buy them from our favourite Salt Trader while they're here. And the final item in this console rotation is the Prisma Skana. It's one of the weapons I've not done an updated video on for yet. It is just a really fantastic single sword though. Excal's signature sword combines amazingly well with his own passive to make an awesome holder for melee worlds for his Exalted Blade and provide the bonus from his passive too. However, just in general, the Prisma Skana is awesome. It's worth the 510 ducats and 175,000 credits that you need to buy it. Okay, well I thank you all very much for watching this Baro video. Gonna have hopefully the new weapons coming up in the next few days, and we're gonna finish off doing all of the Baro weapons. I haven't quite finished doing all of the reviews for them yet and updating all the builds. However, I'm gonna be finishing that off probably next week sometime. But for now, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.